without a trace. They tell of their defeat in 45. They all came out of the woodwork on the day the Nazi died. They say the prisoner of Spandau was a symbol of defeat. Whilst Hess remained in prison, then the fascists they would beat. So the promise of an Aryan world would never materialize. So why did they all come out of the woodwork on the day the Nazi died? The world is riddled with maggots. The maggots are getting fat. They're making a tasty meal of all the bosses and bureaucrats. They're taking over the boardrooms and they're fat and full of pride. And they all came out of the woodwork on the day the Nazi died. So if you meet with these historians, I'll tell you what to say. Tell them that the Nazis never really went away. They're out there burning houses down and peddling racist lies. And we'll never rest again until every Nazi dies.
Woke up one morning and there were soldiers. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Woke up one morning and there were soldiers. The invasion had begun. Lend me your shoulder, we'll stand together. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Lend me your shoulder, we'll stand together. But I feel my time has come, and if I die here for the resistance, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. And if I die here for the resistance, you must lay me in my grave among the flowers upon the mountain. Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Among the flowers upon the mountain, let me rest among the brave. Someday the people will pick the flowers. Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Someday the people will pick the flowers, and they will remember my name. This is the flower of the resistance. Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. This is the flower of the resistance, and those who died for liberty. This is the flower of the resistance. Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. This is the flower of the resistance, and those who died for liberty. This is the flower of our resistance, and those who died for liberty.
Come all of you good workers, good news to you I'll tell of how the good old Union has come in here to dwell.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
My daddy was a miner and I'm a miner's son, and I'll stick with the Union till every battle's won.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
They say in Harlan County there are no neutrals there. You'll either be a Union man or a thug for J.H. Blair.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Oh, workers, can you stand it? Oh, tell me how you can. Will you be a lousy scab or will you be a man?
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Don't scab for the bosses, don't listen to their lies. Us poor folks haven't got a chance unless we organize.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
I was born in a Dublin street where the lion runs to be, and the modelling English people walked all over us. And every single night when they tell come home tight, he'd invite the neighbours out with his chorus. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you won medals down in Flanders.
Hello there, everyone. How the devil are we all? I am still too warm. It's still too warm. It's taking the piss. I would very much like to speak to the manager of weather. Why am I gay? Why not? Would be my answer to you. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, how are we all? We have an unplanned posh bird. Is all I'm saying. This was unplanned, but it's happening. So, you know, come to peace with it, bitches. I don't know why I said that like that was a bad thing or whatever. You know, you get what I mean. Anyway, yes. Yes, so there's a bit of a football game going on, which is why I'm streaming early today. I am doing a little streamerino early because, yeah, there's some football happening. Quite excited for it. Quite looking forward to it. Also dreading it. Fucking dreading every second of it. But there we go. Such is life. I've managed to pace my excitement relatively well to this point. But there are still several hours to go, so I'm sure that will go out the window. Thank you, Sibwolf, for resubscribing. 59 months. God bless you. Don't forget, you can, of course, support the channel in the form of bits and subs and subscriptions, and that's the same as subs, Kev. That's literally that's just the expansion of the previous contraction. That's very strange. Memberships, super chats. I've got a Patreon. Yeah, that sort of thing. Is England playing? They are indeed. Yes. Anyway, aforementioned posh bird. Hello there.
Is it coming home, Kev?
I don't know. I'm scared. I don't know.
Oh, you know who is coming home? Keir Starmer. Forever! He's going home and he's never going back.
Well, yes and no, of course, because he said that if England do get to the final, he'll go to New York to watch it. Which, like, okay, he's the head of government, that sort of makes sense. But that means that, A, he's going to be the bad luck charm that makes England lose, and secondly, he then has to go back the very next day to resign as Prime Minister.
Sometimes may be good,
Well, hopefully
sometimes
he'll
may be
just stay
shit.
in New York forever and we'll never fucking see him again.
Well, he rings up Charles. He goes, Chaz, C-bomb, what's happening, mate? Yeah, no, I'm not Prime Minister anymore. Ciao, bitch!
Literally, just quitting like I've quit every job just by not turning up the next day.
Yeah. To be fair, he has basically been quiet quitting his entire Prime Ministership.
literally, it's so
Doing
true.
the barest of bare minimums possible.
Yeah, that is basically the case. And he gets to spend more time with his best pal, Daddy Don.
Oh, I
Sometimes
I
may
thought-
be good, sometimes may be
thought
shit.
you were talking about Oleg. His real best friend.
Well, that's Peter Mandelson's.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, I'm just talking generally about, Ukrainian prostitutes. Anyway, it's still
Well, I
fun.
thought-
It's still fun.
When you said Oleg, I thought you meant Oleg Deripaska.
Well, that's just racist, because there are lots of people called Oleg from Eastern Europe. See, I'm the culturally sensitive one here.
Everything's changed. I don't like it, chat.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Imagine being cancelled for not getting a Ukrainian prostitute joke. That would be fucking, that would be the strangest cancellation in the history of the world. Okay, right. Let's not fuck around too much. We're all having fun here, chat, but we're here to do serious stuff, but we have to be done by 7:30. Literally, come hell or high water, I am not streaming after that fucking point.
Not me neither.
So, like, we are both just self-obsessed freaks who love talking and the sound of our own fucking voices, and I'm sure that'll come across. But we do have to a tight 2.5 hours, yeah. For what is a session of 30 fucking minutes. So really shouldn't take that long, but you know.
I'm hoping we'll get most of that out of the way during the time that Keir Starmer is speaking at the start, because oh my fucking god, the shit he says is just maddening.
I haven't. All I've seen is the round of applause he gets at the end, which again, just the biggest set of melters in the history of the world.
Absolute, the fucking melt brigade, you know.
That's why I've literally titled my stream "The Melter of All Parliaments."
I've called it the final, facing the final curtain.
Both work. Honestly, we should really write headlines for tabloids.
We absolutely should. I mean, it is nice that just Keir goes in so many places, because it's one syllable, meaning it's so easy to contort into loads of other different parts of words.
Yeah, literally, what you need is something that rhymes with lots of different things, and Keir definitely does that.
Yeah.
Because is a very common sound.
One thing I will say before we start, did you see the polling about why loads of people no longer vote Labour?
Because they're right-wing as fuck, yeah. Who'd have thunk it, right? The party whose voter base are traditionally much more progressive don't like the fact that the party is no longer progressive.
Crazy stuff. And the Reform voters, like for all of the belly aching from the media, but think about the economic frustration and concern of Reform voters, right? And then you find out that Reform switchers literally care the absolute least about the cost of living crisis. There is no economic anxiety. They're just racist.
Yeah, they literally are. They're literally old, rich racists.
Yep.
Now, there are obviously some not rich racists, but who are also racists, who live in, like, Sunderland, of which that is certainly true, but it's just racists. Like, I know we're not supposed to do that, because it's like, you just call everyone racist who voted for Brexit. Well, not everyone clearly was racist, but every single racist did vote for Brexit.
Well, I think the reality is, as well, is that, like, there are plenty of reasons to have concerns over the level of immigration. I think we would all admit this, right? But looking at the state of the country, I can't think of any motivating factor for you to have your top concern as migration over literally anything else other than racism. Like,
and especially
looking at the state of public services, like,
especially when they go like, what's your biggest concern? Small boats.
Yeah, exactly. Like people who live in Makerfield, right? Like,
yeah, like exactly. Yeah, like, what you think the fucking immigrants are going to invade Chipping Norton? Like, what are you talking about? You people are fucking mentalists.
Yeah, exactly.
But there you go. Racists be racisting, I suppose. And again, being the leftist just means being right before everyone else accepts it. We said you're chasing votes you can't win by being racist and just incinerating votes that you could win by being racists.
Yep.
And that's exactly what's happened.
Yep, exactly. Because again, the immigration has come way down. We've absolutely fallen off a cliff in terms of migration, and Reform voters still think the migration is too high. Like, you can't win these people over. Absolute giant failure.
Yeah. Anyway, talking of giant failures, Keir Starmer.
That concludes Scotland's questions. Before we...
That's such a perfect lead-in. That concludes us pretending to give a fuck about you cunts. Anyway, England time!
Also, Darren Smith in chat, packed house, they all turned up to make sure he's really going. It's a meme of, like, it turned up at my op's funeral to make sure that motherfucker's still dead.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Move on, may I extend a warm welcome to the Speaker of New Zealand and the House of Representatives. and his delegation who are with us in the gallery today. Thank you. That helps. We now come to the final Prime Minister's questions of this term, and indeed the final Prime Minister's questions for the Right Honourable, the Member for Holborn and St Pancras, as Prime Minister.
Loser! Al's in chat. Let's go.
Can I thank the Prime Minister for his public service, his international leadership, particularly in his steadfast support for Ukraine.
What the?
Aren't you supposed to be?
Yeah.
As the speaker, aren't you supposed to be impartial here?
You're supposed to be entirely impartial. What the fuck is this bollocks?
And on top of this as well, like, because he's a Labour guy as well.
Yeah.
If he wasn't the speaker.
Yeah.
So it's clear that he has favouritism. And on top of this, I mean, based on the state threats bill that's going through Parliament in terms of essentially criminalising disagreeing with the government on foreign policy, it's basically become something that you're not allowed to talk about anymore. You're not allowed to disagree with the government on foreign policy, and obviously that applies to the speaker as well.
Which is mental. Just mental and very, very fucking dangerous. Yeah. Whereas, like, previous speakers haven't necessarily always been very partial. Like, I mean, John Bercow was technically elected as a Conservative and seemed to hate the Conservative Party. So
he became a Labour. He joined the Labour Party.
He did indeed, because they're sensible now. You understand?
Yeah. Although to be fair, like, John Bercow also, as a Jewish man, was very open in saying he didn't think Jeremy Corbyn was anti-Semitic.
That is also very true. Yeah. No, fair play.
I think he just really fucking hated Boris Johnson.
Which is fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am sure members will wish to join me in wishing.
Like, he did illegally prorogue the Parliament, of which was he was still speaker then, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was still speaker at the time. Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I can understand that's a personal affront. You know, that's a slap in the face to the guy who's there to like run Parliament. You know,
wishing him and his family well in the future. And let's hope this Prime Minister will be bringing home a winning England World Cup from the chest. On that note, I'm going to call Graham Stewart.
Question 1, Mr. Speaker.
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, can I thank you for your kind words?
Well, on the point of bringing it home and all the rest of it, I know there is obviously a reticence to support England among certain members of my audience, and that's fine. But what I will say is, if you don't support England tonight, then you clearly support libertarian fascism in the form of Javier Milei. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and all of the leftover Nazis as well.
Exactly. You support the fucking rat lines of Nazi genociders and Javier Milei. And by extension, Donald Trump and Elon Musk.
Yep,
So-
and indeed. And you want the Falkland Islanders to all be ethnically cleansed.
Yeah. Basically.
That is what you support if you don't support England.
And-
The fact that I have literally seen Scottish people saying that they hate Argentina so much, especially when it comes to football, that they are supporting England, right? If they can do it, then you can.
Well, yeah. Also, if you're Welsh, the two countries outside of Wales with the most number of Welsh speakers are Argentina and England. And England massively dwarfs Argentina in terms of Welsh speakers. So, I mean, they are Welsh people who just live in England. But that's not the point. Okay?
Words. But I must start by saying I'm truly horrified by the murder of Anne Widdecombe.
Well, I didn't do it, so... I'm just saying. Like, in case anyone was wondering, I still didn't do it.
She was a distinguished politician with deep conviction.
Whereas now she's an extinguished politician. I thank you all. I thank you all. I'll be here all week. Don't forget to tip your waiters.
Also, like, I love how they always say this about these people. Although she was a woman of conviction. Yeah, she was a nasty fucker. Is basically what you're saying there in a roundabout way.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking Himmler cared about his fucking beliefs.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like, I'm sure Pol Pot was a man of conviction.
Exactly.
Whose vivid and fearless character captured the public imagination. My heartfelt condolences go out to all of her friends and all of her loved ones.
She doesn't have any, so it's fine.
Mr. Speaker, it is chilling that during my time in this Parliament, 11 years, 3 serving or former MPs have been murdered.
And none of them were you. Oh.
I look across at the shield for our dear friend Jo Cox and the shield for Sir David Amess that sits behind me. Mr. Speaker, I know this is a House matter, so this is my personal view, but I do believe it would be fitting for the House to consider a similar tribute to Anne. Yeah. We thank the...
Why?
I mean, like, she didn't even do anything fun like David Amess, you know?
Yeah, exactly. She didn't ask any questions about cake at all.
literally.
It's also like she doesn't care about made-up drugs and their impact on people. It's a fucking disgrace.
Which we had a lot about fucking disgrace far too much, and it led to unnecessary suffering because of a stupid policy on that kind of thing, just like every Conservative.
Yeah. Also, as someone pointed out, she also supported the policy of keeping pregnant women in jails in handcuffs. So,
whilst they were in Labour.
Yeah.
Like some person in Scotland said, I hope she was chained to the bed while they were killing her, which, to be fair, probably not a nice thing to say. But people just thought that came out of nowhere. I'm like, no, that's the response to how she would want other people to be treated, you know?
Well, I wouldn't know if that did happen because I wasn't there, so I don't know the details on whether or not that happened.
Also, thank you, Phil Hef, for the £5. Rory the Tory Stewart was glazing up Widdicombe earlier. I was almost sick. Spod-faced tough wanker. I mean, I also enjoyed him getting frustrated by Gabrielle Zuckman knowing more about economics than him, which is also quite funny.
Yeah.
Police, for their work and the integrity of their investigation, must be protected. Mr. Speaker.
Well, you say that, but the police are clearly shit because they were like, there seems to be no targeted attack on the person, and then within 48 hours, the counter-terrorism squad took over.
My assumption was that it was just there was no evidence, and then evidence came to light, so they changed tactics. A lot of right-wingers are trying to say, oh, they lied to us about there not being a terrorist connection at the start. Now they're saying it is because of public pressure. I'm like, nope. They just didn't know, and then they researched, and then they found that there might be.
But that's my point.
The first statement was, "Please don't speculate. We don't have the information yet."
But don't come out and say like there isn't a political motive, or insinuate that there isn't a political motive, and then have the terrorism brigade come in because like that just you're obviously gonna fire up conspiracy theories with that. No, it's just silly. Like, I get coming forward and saying, oh, it's a white dude we've arrested, so that they don't, like, burn down half of Belfast again. Like, I get that, right? That's fine. But you don't have to say anything about the politics of it, because everyone understands it's an ongoing investigation. Yeah.
You have been instrumental in defending the safety of every member of this House. And I believe we must do more to defend our democracy. I've tasked
by removing people's rights. Yeah, that's how you save democracy, by imprisoning peaceful protesters. Thanks, Keith.
Officials across government to identify the best mechanisms for taking this work forward so it can move as quickly as possible. And I hope the whole House can unite behind that in the months ahead.
And again, not to make everything about this topic, but look how serious and grieved they all are that one of them was killed. Don't give a fuck about tens of thousands of Palestinians, though.
No.
Couldn't give less of a fuck about those. They're not getting a fucking plaque anywhere.
Literally. Also, like, I want to say a couple of things about the whole reactions to Anne Widdecombe. And there are two things. First of all, people getting their knickers in a twist over people making jokes or not being serious enough about what's happened or making light of the situation. And I'm just like, this is the world that Conservatives wanted. Kinder, gentler politics was overwhelmingly rejected both in the UK and in the United States. Like, this is the kind of fuck your feelings world that Conservatives asked for to trigger the libs, and they hate the fact that it's being turned on them. Turned out, fuck your feelings only meant in one direction, because their feelings are absolutely paramount, and they are fragile and must be handled like a little hummingbird, like a gentle little hummingbird, right? Like, come on, this is the fuck your feelings world that you wanted. Second of all, if I became a politician as a leftist, right, I would happily live in a world where I am so hated by the right that they celebrate my death. I would genuinely relish the idea that my time as a politician, should I become one as a leftist, was so successful in spurning conservatives and causing them grief that they absolutely cheered and for joy at the idea that I had departed this realm. I would relish in them being so triggered by my existence in this world that they pray for my death. Come on,
exactly. Yeah, judge me by my enemies. Yeah, absolutely.
Literally.
Thank you, Carl Brown, with a couple of gifties on the YouTubes. Much love. And thank you, Swirly Curly, for 45 months, which is too many months, seriously. But thank you.
Mr. Speaker, let me also pay tribute to the courage of the Hillsborough families. The Hillsborough law we passed...
Who you have constantly stymied in their efforts to actually get that bill passed. Yeah. You literally kicked it into the long grass because your backbenchers didn't want to allow you to water it down to allow no duty of candour on spies.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's a thing.
In this House last night.
But it's interesting that he's been trying to rush through legislation so that he has some legacy. It's gone well, hasn't it, Keith? It's gone super well, mate.
It's not only a law for them and the 97, it is a law that ensures the state serves millions of working people and always gives a voice to those who fight for justice. A law for everyone, delivered by a Labour government in the best traditions of the Labour movement. Mr. Speaker, this morning I have meetings with ministerial colleagues and others, in addition to my duties in this House.
Others? What the fucking... What, your caseworker at the fucking Dole office? What do you mean?
I mean, I also believe he might have further such meetings later today, inexplicably.
Why is that? What?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
He might do.
Oh, he might do. Okay.
I have an important appointment with the television at 8 o'clock this evening.
Oh! So he's not having further such meetings later today. I was incorrect.
Yeah, no, he's going to watch the football. Okay.
May I associate myself with the Prime Minister's remarks about Anne Widdecombe? Take this opportunity to thank him for his public service and wish him and his family all the best for the future. Most of us, Mr. Speaker, can only dream of playing the role of Jude Bellingham, scoring the winning goal, leading our team to victory. Yet the Prime Minister did it. But politics...
What the fuck are you talking about? Jude Bellingham's good at his job. Jude Bellingham hasn't been, like, rushed out of the team by the rest of the fucking squad going, if you don't stop playing, we will refuse to play. We will resign from the England team.
Literally, like, Keir Starmer is the Roy Hodgson of the Labour Party.
Literally.
Like football is a ruthless game, and he's now been handed a red card by the 400 dodgy referees.
I hate the chumminess of these cunts. I wish they'd all just fuck off into the sun.
Again, it just shows you how little that they actually disagree with each other.
Yeah, it's all performative wank. They're all friends. This disgusts me. Every single person chuckling along at this or giving this cunt a round of applause, get in the bin. Because you're trash.
What advice, Mr. Speaker, does this Prime Minister have for the Right Honourable Member for Makerfield to ensure that he, unlike himself, doesn't end up with an early bath?
Mr. Speaker, I think that's
kill children.
The first and...
Yeah, probably that. Also, quite rightly, Jenny, the Right Honourable Jenny, salutes in chat, has turned her back on the entire crowd of cunts.
Rightly so. Can't even stand to look at you.
Exactly, you people disgust me.
Sadly, probably the last time I'll be compared to Jude Bellingham. But I thank him for that. And on the question of red cards, I can't tell him how much incoming I had a week ago Monday after President Trump intervened for their red card, for me to get the England red card adjusted. Just for the record, Mr. Speaker, I didn't attempt. But for my successor and for the England team, I won't give advice. I will simply give my wholehearted support. And Mr. Speaker, just for the record, I don't care what the score is tonight, as long as we win.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I take this opportunity to thank the Prime Minister for his many years?
I literally hope all of these people die. Look, I'm not even going to fucking pretend to do analysis here. These people are fucking garbage. This is a parliament. These people are supposed to be representing us, and they're basically laughing in our fucking faces.
I mean, it's just I do hate these people as well.
I just despise them. They make my fucking skin crawl.
Action, come on, Matt.
Remember, this is the adults in the room as well. Didn't you know?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I rise for the third time. It was an honour to march with people from across Watford on a...
It literally feels like someone's fucking wheeled the telly in on the last day of school.
Yeah, it literally is, yeah. Yeah. Because they're not there to represent us. They know that.
Peace walk in my constituency recently, because earlier this year we saw an attack on our high street, where a fire was lit at a Jewish-owned shop and sprayed with anti-Semitic graffiti. Additionally, mosques in Watford have been subject to Islamophobic attacks and intimidation. So I welcome my right honourable friend, the Prime Minister's additional support to deal with anti-Semitism and anti-religious hatred. And does he agree with me that this House must come together to stand united against those that would seek to divide us?
Prime Minister.
Well, can I thank him for his question and for his hard work? And he reminds us that an attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. Anti-Semitism and anti-Muslim hatred are a poison. We ripped anti-Semitism out of the Labour Party.
Did you?
He said anti-Muslim hatred.
Ooh.
He actually said the thing, rather than just calling it a far-right thuggery. Although
And
again,
I've worked as Prime
he's still lying about anti-Semitism in the Labour Party.
Yeah, yeah. Because really, that is the legacy, is just expunging the left from the Labour Party. That's all he has.
It's what he was the tool to do.
Yeah.
Made by his dad.
Rooted out.
True.
Out of our country. And that's why just this week, Mr. Speaker, we invested a record £250 million to protect our Jewish communities. And we're using the new powers we introduced to designate the IRGC, going after those who incite violence on our street.
Yeah, it's now illegal to say you support the Islam. Jesus Christ, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. It's illegal to say it. It's also very difficult to fucking say it. I can't even do the joke anymore. Anyway, it's now illegal because they're now a designated terrorist group, which doesn't make any fucking sense under the law. They are a state actor. The law isn't really supposed to work for that. It will be interesting to see the first person who's brought up on that. Because I assume a relatively competent lawyer will be able to pick that fucking law to pieces. But
I mean, literally, so they can clamp down on people who oppose Israel's and America's war.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, yeah.
Everyone deserves to live with security, dignity and freedom. And that is a fight that I and every Labour...
Except Palestinians? Or Iranians, maybe?
Quite.
...government and across this House will never give up on.
Kemi Ben, not the leader of the opposition.
Who? Who's this? Have they brought in like a ringer for the last day? Because I've never seen this person before. Who is he? What?
Mr. Speaker, can I start by thanking the Prime Minister for the way he responded to the murder of Anne Widdecombe last week. This is the first opportunity I've had on the floor of the House to commemorate her life.
Well, you could have done so before this. You just decided not to. Like, that's not... You've had plenty of opportunities. They did a whole thing about it. There was a whole fucking, like, emergency debate thing about it. Fine, no problem with that. It is a big story. Politicians want to talk about it. She could have gone on and said something then. She's now decided to waste important time, supposedly, at Prime Minister's questions, talking about the same thing that everyone else has already fucking talked about.
Especially given that, like, she doesn't want to because, like, Anne Widdecombe deserted the Tories to become a reform person.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot has been said about how she died. I want to focus on celebrating the life she lived.
Well, I've joked about the way she died because I hated the way she lived.
So true.
She was a woman of high principle, profound beliefs with a wicked sense of humour. A wonderful combination.
And a wicked set of principles.
True.
Who did not take herself too seriously. She changed her faith from Anglican to Catholic and from the Conservative Party to the Brexit Party, but she always remained part of the Conservative family. You may not always have agreed with her.
Oh, hang on a minute.
But Anne Widdecombe...
So you're admitting that the Tories and Reform are basically just the same, are we? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'm glad that's out of the way.
Yeah.
Widdecombe was a woman who said what she meant and meant what she said. Hers was an honesty that made our politics better. Her wit and forthrightness sat alongside a deep humanity.
Oh, hang on. Whoa. So honesty is good now. Me being honest about the fact that I fucking hated the bitch is suddenly supposed to be, oh, that's so uncouth. How dare you say such a thing about a dead person? I'm like, no, I am being honest. I'm being honest in my appraisal of her existence as a human being. I'm not happy that anyone gets murdered, but I'm not going to speak fucking highly of somebody who I thought was a massive twat.
Yeah. Although, ironically, because she was a virgin, she probably had quite a small twat.
I hope she's looking forward to all the rest of the virgins that she's definitely not going to find in hell.
True!
And decency. She had wonderful turns of phrase. She said, we need less political correctness and more political courage. She said, if we deny our culture, become...
She also went, stop stabbing me! Ah!
And also, like, you less political correctness. Okay, so you'll be happy with me saying that I thought that she was a fucking monster and that I don't give a shit whether she lives or dies, right? Like, again, do you want political correctness? Do you want fuck your feelings world, or do you not? These people have no fucking principles and they have absolutely no consistency.
No. You can't come to my channel and be offended by that joke. You absolutely fucking can't. Okay, no, you don't. As a regular viewer of mine, you give up the right to be offended by that. Fuck off. Fucking do.
Which joke were they offended by?
You're stabbing me. Reenactment.
Did you actions as well at the same time?
I did, but I'm not on camera, so no one saw her. Okay. Oh, she got killed by a hammer. Well, I wouldn't know because I wasn't there, so I have no idea. Yeah.
See, exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
Nothing and everything that weakens us. And finally, Mr. Speaker, she also said, it is a truth universal...
She also said, stop hitting me with a hammer!
Unacknowledged at Westminster that there is life after politics. So with that in mind...
Not any fucking more, there isn't.
I turn to this Prime Minister's final questions. And Mr. Speaker, I wanted to make sure that I got the tone right today. So I looked back at his final questions to Boris Johnson. And luckily for him, I plan to be much gentler than he was that day.
Of course.
Week after week, the Prime Minister...
I mean, I hope the mood is funereal, insofar as completely the same as every other time Kemi Badenoch's ever asked questions in Parliament.
Yeah.
Minister and I have clashed at this dispatch box and rarely agreed on anything. But there is one thing I did admire. When President Zelensky was attacked in the White House, the Prime Minister showed leadership and invited him to Downing Street. That was the right thing to do.
Pause.
Ukraine is on the front line.
Hang on a minute, whoa. Oh, I can't believe Zelensky was attacked in the White House. Motherfucker, your party is literally a cum sock for Donald Trump.
Literally,
right?
Yeah.
You are just like the acting Governor General, if you're the Prime Minister of this country, of the colony of America that the United Kingdom is.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
well, it's more capitalistic than that. If you're Prime Minister, you're the regional branch manager for the franchise of American imperialism, formerly known as the United Kingdom.
Literally, so true. But again, just like all conservatives, the actual material detail here is irrelevant. But Donald Trump didn't treat Zelensky in the right way. He was rude, and that's more important than all of the other things that Donald Trump does that these people fail to criticize.
Yeah. No, she did not say, Kevin Logan, otherwise known as Ploppy 111, stop hitting me with a hammer. She did not say that, although I wouldn't know if she said that because I wasn't there. So shut the fuck up, chat. Trying to incriminate me. Anyway. What you were saying? What?
line in the battle for freedom. So does the Prime Minister...
Oh, yeah. Sorry, no, I was going to make the point about, like, she's saying, you showed leadership by inviting him to Westminster. Yeah, but you didn't say anything to Trump about it. Surely it would have been leadership to say to Donald Trump, "That's fucked up. Don't do that, you cunt." No, So
Yeah,
just be a passive aggressive bitch and invite him to London instead.
Yeah.
Awesome. Also, wasn't he literally doing a fucking tour anyway and was due in London that day?
I mean, he's here all the time, isn't he? You know.
It's fair enough, I guess, because like he relies on foreign input, doesn't he? Like they don't have enough weapons themselves, so they have to. Essentially, he has to gin up more funds, I suppose, or more old weapons to use. Which is like that's understandable, but that means he's never in fucking Ukraine.
That cross-party support for their cause must endure.
Prime Minister.
Can I start by joining her in a tribute to Anne Widdecombe?
You've already
I
done
know
yours!
That, the hurt is keenly felt across all her friends and family, but it's particularly keenly felt by political colleagues in the Conservative Party for many years and in Reform as well. And that's why one of the first things I did on Friday was to phone the Leader of the Opposition and the Leader and Deputy Leader of Reform to express my condolences and to try to act in a cross-party manner, because I knew how much this would hurt them and their parties and many people in their party.
And as a Tory, you felt that pain too, I'm sure. Yes. Hello there, a couple of Burkes. Everyone go and follow a couple of Burkes. They are awesome. That is all I have to say.
Thank them for taking that call in the spirit that they did last Friday. I thank her for her comments about Ukraine. We have stood united on Ukraine in this House. We supported the last government in the approach that they took, and we've taken that approach on. That meeting with President Zelensky, the day after he was evicted from the Oval Office, he left alone. He got a plane. We got him to come to London, and I asked him to come to Downing Street straight away, and I walked out to meet him. I gave him a hug, and then I showed him what was in the street, which was many people who had come thinking that he was visiting Downing Street, and the moment he got out the car and hugged me, they cheered on the top of their voices, the British people, to tell President Zelensky exactly what they thought of him and the way that he had been treated. And that was a really emotional moment, because it was the first human contact he had effectively had outside of his immediate team since he left the Oval Office. I had a meeting with him to tell him that in this...
Literally, if you genuinely felt like we needed to tell Zelensky and tell the world how poorly he was treated, why the fuck did you say nothing to Donald Trump? Like, all the people here wanted you to.
Yeah, because he's a bitch. He's a little bitch.
Literally. Again, or is he too busy collecting Trump's papers from his feet?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, he's just a little bitch. Yeah, that's little Donald Trump's little fucking cum sponge. There you go.
Yep.
This country, we will stand with him and Ukraine, and I didn't let him leave alone. I walked him out to his car.
What is it with Keith and touching Ukrainians intimately? It is a thing he's known for. That will be one of his legacies, yeah.
Because we don't let people in Britain walk out of our buildings alone. We escort them out.
Can we bed, no?
That's a weird piece of British exceptionalism.
Hopefully someone can escort you out of this chamber forever, Keir.
Yeah, we don't just let people leave, we escort them out.
I was going to say Black Rod would do it, but then surely we need to create someone called Slav Rod, so he gets the kind of rod he prefers.
Okay, I'm tapping my table with a chalk on that one. That is delightful. Oh.
Can I thank the Prime Minister for that answer? And no doubt he will be disappointed that he won't be emulating his hero, Harold Wilson, in winning multiple elections. However, we all hope that he may be about to emulate him in another way, by being the Prime Minister when England win the World Cup.
He's about to emulate Harold Wilson in that he's going to stand aside for a leader to come in and then lose to a very right-wing piece of shit in a couple of years.
And also, like, how is his hero Harold Wilson? What has Keir Starmer governed? How has Keir Starmer governed in any way analogous to the way Harold Wilson governed? I guess the pound in my pocket's also reduced in value, but like, is that basically it?
Basically, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there is a point at which Keir Starmer is like pretending to be Harold Wilson, like his triple and quadruple down on AI as some technological revolution pretends to be something similar to like the white heat of technology stuff that Wilson was doing.
Yeah.
But Wilson was very clear in his talk about the white heat of technology that it should be owned by workers and directed by workers in the national interest and the interest of workers, whereas his AI policy is entirely in the interest of private equity firms and tech bros in Silicon Valley.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he just isn't.
Something that every single one of us in this house should get behind, especially the SNP.
Ha 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 ha. That's a ripping yarn. Well done, Kenneth.
Very,
Mr. Speaker, as leader of the opposition, the Prime Minister led his party to a landslide after a historic defeat. I fully intend to do the same. But if you want to lead this country, you should set out your plans to do so. We have. But one politician intends to spend the summer of...
No, you haven't. You just said we will cut welfare by 23 billion. How? Dunno. Right, that's your... You literally... And then you'll scrap net zero because reasons. Like, you've not got a plan. What the fuck are you talking about, Kemi?
Yeah.
Also, thank you, Set the Shallow. Sorry, I said that Keir Starmer was doing it in the interest of tech bros. I should really have said in the interest of tech bro brother.
Right about now, tech bro brother.
Avoiding scrutiny, refusing to set out his plans. So does he not agree that what the country deserves is a televised debate between Nigel Farage and Count Binface?
I will at least say that's a decent switcheroo.
Yeah, we'll go there. We'll go with them.
That's fine because obviously she means the incoming Prime Minister, but also a jab at Farage. Okay, fine. I'll let her have that.
Well, it's kind of funny that Nigel Farage keeps saying Binface is the face of the establishment. He's the hero of the establishment, and every day that goes on, he gets proven more and more correct.
Yeah. But did you see that the guy in the fox outfit has decided not to run because it's too much of a joke?
We guys splitting the Binface.
Yeah, the fucking fox face, man. Even he's not standing. Jesus
Didn't
Christ.
Lawrence Fox pull out as well?
Well, that's a different type of joke fox, but yeah, I don't know.
We have a full list of candidates now, actually.
Okay, who's
the nomination period is now over.
Okay.
Oh no, ignore me. It's just the numbers so far.
Oh.
The Forward Party, 7 independents.
Okay.
Lawrence Fox is standing. The British Democrats, the Balanced Britain Party. What the fuck is? I have to find out what the fuck that is.
I can only assume it's tightrope walkers.
and the Forward Party, whatever the fuck that is. The Balanced Britain Party is a newly established minor party founded by Kent County Councillor Amelia Randall, originally a Reform UK representative.
Oh, there are going to be loads of them across the country. There are going to be loads of these weird little parties spring up where it's 1 or 2 former Reform councillors that do the super duper epic Britain party. It's going to be
the Refuse Party.
Yeah, there we go.
The Rebate Party.
Yeah.
The Redo Party. It's going to be fucking millions of them.
Yeah. Which is fun. Democracy is lovely, isn't it? Is Lawrence Fox's only policy making Billy let him see his kids again? Yeah. He is an even more fashy version of was it Justice for Dads or whatever? What were they called?
Fathers for Justice.
Fathers for Justice. There we go. Yeah, they're a weird fashy Fathers for Justice thing. Yeah.
And he doesn't have the fucking doesn't even have the good grace to wear a superhero costume.
Or invade public buildings dressed as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
For shame, Lawrence. For shame.
Well, Mr. Speaker, they intend to spend the summer arguing with the bin. My advice to everyone...
Hang on. No, Rachel Reeves already did that joke, and it was pithy. You fucked it. You did the same joke and did it worse. You lazy fucking twat. Fuck off.
Your vote.
Political analysis there, everyone.
In the bin. Mr. Speaker, can I just say that...
I did see a great lapel pin today, which was it Bin Cunt Face with Count Bin Face?
That's pretty good.
That's solid, yeah.
I'm delighted today that we are joined in the gallery by some of the people I've met across the country in opposition and in power. And these are the people in the gallery
in
today.
power till the very end. To the very end, he's not going to be in office. Yeah.
Yep.
Who are in my mind's eye. People like Trevor and Lewis. They worked together at JLR for over 30 years, and I visited them just before we got the deal with America when tariffs were threatened, and I faced the entire workforce that day who were very, very concerned that they were going to lose their jobs because the tariffs would not be possible for JLR. And when we went back, when we got the deal, I took the call from President Trump at JLR in Solihull so that they could hear the deal and they knew exactly...
That's the town I went to school in.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a nice little place. Also, where Stuart Lee is from.
Well, luckily, it turns out the tariffs were unconstitutional anyway, so you did nothing.
Well, true, but like to be fair, they still would have been in place until that decision. So
that's true. That is true.
I will give him a tiny amount of credit for getting, I don't know, a period of good grace that other countries didn't get, maybe, but yeah, it's small fry.
The only mistake I made was putting it on loudspeaker, which of course is always a slightly unpredictable thing to do when you've got President Trump on the other end, but luckily he agreed the deal.
Well, yeah, Trump's mind's gotten even worse. Did you see him refer to the Islamic Republic of Japan?
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah, he's like his mind's getting worse. Genuinely, we are in a Reagan Alzheimer's era.
Oh, imagine how the San Sato people would have fucking reacted to that shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely daggered.
Yeah.
And the cheer went out, but these are the people across the galleries who are here with us today that are always in my mind's eye.
Okay, Ben.
Mr. Speaker, I know how much the Prime Minister has come to enjoy our exchanges. In fact, in the King's speech last month, he told me that on difficult days, my input was always a ray of sunshine.
So it's just a loving of cunts. It's just two wankers going, aren't we conning everybody?
He might not have answered many of the questions I asked him, but at least he turned up. It is important to respect Parliament.
At least he turned up.
I mean, I think she's mocking him here, which, you know, is deserved. Keir Starmer never fucking answers any of the questions, right?
Yeah.
Remember, neither does David Lammy. Remember a couple of weeks ago, Ellie Chowns asked about proportional representation, and David Lammy went, "You're in the Green Party," and didn't fucking answer it. Like, these people are pathetic.
I presume she's now going to go on and attack Andy Burnham because he hasn't turned up to any of the PMQs that he's been elected to be at. You know, so far, which is interesting, but like, how much is damning with faint praise? You didn't answer the question. You are so unpopular being kicked out, but at least you turned up. Do you get an attendance prize now?
So does the Prime Minister agree with me?
Also, he didn't turn up that often. He was always abroad, so that even the fucking bullshit isn't true.
That his successor should come to this place and answer questions rather than scurrying away for the summer.
Prime Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, as Prime Minister, I've participated in over 60 PMQs. Always a pleasure, always something to look forward to. And I've answered, or at least given answers,
Isn't it funny that I've literally subverted the Constitution by refusing to answer questions consistently? And the Speaker has never done anything about it. God, I hope all of it. Like, can you emulate Harold Wilson by being dead, please?
2,800 times, and I'm sure she will question my successor in the same way. And I'm sure she'll forgive me if I just mention one or two others who are in the gallery who have been affected by the decisions we've made, because Billy, who is sitting in the gallery in front of me, was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2023. She was there, Mr. Speaker, when we launched our plan for change, and she's been a tireless advocate for better cancer care. Billy joins us.
Is this an answer to a question that's been posed to the Prime Minister at Prime Minister's Questions? Or is this now just I need to try and secure some vestige of a legacy, and the Speaker's just allowing it?
Lindsay Hoyle, so good at his fucking job.
Because it's the last it's the last day of term, so everyone just gets to just not do any work, apparently.
Yeah. Also, as Ashley points out in chat, like, Keir Starmer probably is closer to Harold Shipman than Harold Wilson.
True.
Today, from the special needs school where she works in London, and I'm pleased to tell the House that Billy's cancer is in remission.
Well, thankfully, our prime ministerial cancer is about to go into remission as well, so that's nice.
It's true. It's been replaced with like typhoid.
True. Also, Jenny, love it. Just not giving a fuck about the other mammals. You're all dickheads. Oh yeah, you should point out. Yeah, did you cut Billy's pip by any chance, Mr. Starmer? No.
It's certainly potentially could have cut Billy's limited capability for work-related activity payment.
Can I thank the Prime Minister for that answer and paying tribute to so many of the people who he has been able to help. In fact, I remember when I started this job, the Prime Minister was very helpful to me, saying that I wouldn't last the year. Life comes at you fast. He spent a long time laughing that I'd lost control of my party. I think he should have been paying attention to his backbenchers instead of mine. But everyone in politics would do well to remember how quickly political fortunes can change. I know that he has been asked and he's being diplomatic, but on that note, does he have any advice for his successor?
Literally, she's just wasting questions now. This is pointless. What an absolute fucking affront to a democracy this is.
I mean, I kind of don't care anymore. I'm kind of like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Speaker, I will give my wholehearted support to my successor. I want this Labour government to be a success. I want our country to be.
You should have done anything to try and bring that into effect then. You had the opportunity to make it a success. You chose not to.
A success. I shall give my support privately if asked for, not publicly when not asked for. But, Mr. Speaker, I also, if I may, wanted to draw attention to Pooja, who's with us in the gallery today with her daughter.
For fuck's sake! I'm going to skip it. I genuinely, I'm not interested in this man pretending he has a positive legacy. We'll just get to the next question. Where is it? Right, okay.
Mr. Speaker, that is a lovely statement that the Prime Minister has just made to Pooja. I'm sure the whole House will agree. I think the whole House will also agree that he gave a very diplomatic answer to the question I asked him on advice to his successor. And having heard it, I say this to Labour MPs with as much goodwill as I can muster. We have been where you are. Changing Prime Minister is not a silver bullet. Indeed, it may be that the Labour Party's troubles are only just beginning. Solving the fundamental problems in this country will require difficult decisions. And you also need to know how to get things done. The Prime Minister once said that when he pulled the levers, Nothing happened. Why did he think that was?
Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, we did pull the lever.
Clearly, he didn't have enough quangos about pulling levers.
He didn't press the big pull the lever button.
True.
We pulled the levers to stabilise the economy, and we've stabilised the economy. We pulled the levers to strengthen our public services, and NHS waiting lists are coming down at the fastest rate for 17 years. We pulled a big lever on child poverty, and this government...
Having purposefully, banned people from pulling that lever. Kicked people out of your party for saying we should pull that lever.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're doing more on child poverty than any government ever, including previous Labour governments. We put the biggest investment into defence and security.
You literally left them starved for 2 years.
Yeah.
And the only reason, literally the only reason they're allowed to claim to do the most about child poverty is because the level to which the 2-child benefit cap created this legion of hungry children.
Yeah.
And so, it's relevant. It's relative. It's relative to how badly they were doing because of the Conservative Party rather than an objective metric. They were going from a low base here, you know? And second of all, of course, he removed the whip from people who tried to deal with child poverty, deliberately so to try and spurn the Labour left as a political ploy to try and, win people over, to get one back on the Labour left because of people voting against the original bill that put this through in 2015.
Yeah.
That then became the reason why Corbyn won the leadership election that year as well. Pathetic.
Our international standing has been restored. But, Mr. Speaker, we also pulled the lever on the individual cases that matter, including individuals like Carla, who's in...
No, I'm not fucking playing your game, mate. You can fucking suck my farts out my arsehole.
So for my last question, the Prime Minister may not think so now, but it is a tribute to him that not a single sitting Labour MP could beat him. Not the member for Ashton-under-Lyne, who couldn't count...
Okay, but that's because he lied to the Labour membership? And then
Also, the member for
people?
Ashton-under-Lyne literally had the unions and the nominations ready to go to launch a coup after Hartlepool in 2021, right? She it's not because she didn't have the support. She fucking chickened the fuck out because she's pathetic.
Yeah.
Count her taxes. Not the member for Sheffield Heeley, who couldn't count how many phones she'd lost. And definitely not the member for Ilford North, who couldn't count to 81. This is my last exchange with the Right Honourable Gentleman. And I know how much his wife and children mean to him, and that they are in the gallery today. As everyone here knows, our families...
I literally just tweeted, someone tweeted out about Beth Rigby to how touching PMQs where it was clear that he loves his wife, and I was just like, Jenny Chapman, live reaction, absolutely furious at this one,
Seething.
Huge sacrifice for our choice to enter public life. So I hope he will allow me to draw our time together to a close by thanking them for the love and support they have given him throughout his time in office.
Prime Minister.
What the fuck is this? This is a democracy, is it? This is opposition, is it?
Can I thank her very much for that? It is the last question I'll face from the Leader of the Opposition.
Please cry, Keith. It's the only thing that could salvage any joy from this experience for me at all, is you crying.
Yeah, likewise.
Although I will take your Chancellor crying again as a second prize,
And so let me wish her well and her family. We have had robust exchanges across this dispatch box, but she has extended kindness to me.
This isn't a democracy, this is mutual masturbation. This is just two arseholes wanking each other off.
Literally.
Privately, at very difficult times, including when there was an attempt to burn down our family home, which deeply affected my family.
Pay your fucking bills then! Jesus!
She reached out to me, and when my brother died of cancer, she reached out to me privately, not across this dispatch box, and I thank her for that and the tribute that she's just made to my wife and children, who mean the world to me. I do thank her for that. She knows this is robust and it has to be robust, and that's the way politics is done. But the kindnesses that sit behind it privately are often just as powerful, if not more.
Okay, it's not robust then, is it? What it is performative, for show. Because if you actually did oppose one another, you probably wouldn't be as ridiculously chummy as this. Like, I can't imagine Nye Bevan being chummy with Tories. Dennis Skinner wasn't chummy with Tories. Keir Starmer is.
More powerful, and I thank her for that. I also stood at that dispatch box, Mr. Speaker, for 4 years as Leader of the Opposition. I know firsthand it's the most difficult job in politics, and that is what she is doing. When I did so, Mr. Speaker...
Not well.
Well, I was about to say, is it the most difficult? Because, like, you sort of succeeded as the Leader of the Opposition in that you didn't say anything too terrible and allowed the Tories to kill themselves. But you have completely failed as Prime Minister. So clearly you did find one of those jobs a lot more difficult than the other.
Well, to be fair, like, he failed as Prime Minister because he's not fucking done anything. You know, it was all delegations, it was all the minds of Morgan McSweeney. Yeah, fucking piece of piss being Prime Minister of Keir Starmer. You have to do any fucking work. You just travel off to Jeddah, right? You have your meetings in Al Amarat. You go off to fucking Zurich to go meet dignitaries and shake some hands. Actual policy, actual governance. He's not done a fucking lick of that.
No, that's true.
We had just lost the 2019 election, which nearly broke my party. It was the worst.
And thank you.
Got more
Thankfully, you finished the job. Well done.
Yeah, literally, you got fewer votes in your huge election win than the devastating loss that nearly broke the party.
Result since 1935, and we were found to be institutionally anti-Semitic.
No,
Mr. Speaker,
that's a lie. That is an abject lie. That was not what was found. There were certain cases of anti-Semitism, and there were certain failures to deal with these cases. Institutional anti-Semitism is a very specific thing, which was found not to be the case. I mean, and if it was found to be institutionally anti-Semitic, you campaigned for it to be in government.
Yeah, yeah.
You stood to be an MP for the institutionally anti-Semitic party, making you an anti-Semite, Keith.
True, but like the thing is, right, you can't expect him to know the technical details of this, that and the other. It's not like he was, I don't know, literally the head of criminal prosecutions for the entire country or something.
Yeah.
It's not like he was a high court lawyer who literally his entire job is knowing the ins and outs of everything. No. You can't expect him to have detailed knowledge of anything, ever.
But the reality, of course, is that he's going to finish his time as Prime Minister the way that he started. He will finish his time as Labour leader the way that he began, by telling lots and lots and lots and lots of lies. Because it's all he knows how to do.
Yep. Literally. He doesn't even eat hot chip. He just lies.
Well, yet true. He's a proven, morally corrupt, serial liar.
Put it on his fucking tombstone.
Right until the very end.
I picked up our party. I turned it round. I made a promise to rip anti-Semitism out of my party, and I did.
You are scum.
By expelling more Jews than every other Labour leader combined?
Yeah, like he's just a scumbag.
I turned my party to face the country, and we won a landslide Labour.
I mean, that's just not true.
Election.
Like,
and after two,
you spend all of your time as leader of the opposition purging internally, so much so that Maurice Classman admitted that you spent so much time doing purges you forgot to prepare for office. So in fact, you took a party that was facing the country, was projecting policy, and turned it inwards upon itself in lieu of turning it towards the country. Like, again, that's just a total lie. That's a complete distortion of reality, an inversion of reality.
Yeah. And also you can tell who really matters to Keith in that this is all me. I did this, I achieved this. It's all about him.
2 years, we've stabilised the economy. We have invested heavily in our public services. We put better protections in for children, particularly on...
Well, I mean, you say protections for children, but how many nonsense scandals has your party had?
Like protections for children by appointing the best friends of people who rape children to diplomatic office?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
On child poverty. We've strengthened our defence and we've enhanced our international reputation. I'm proud to leave this country in a better shape than I found it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. It is an emotional Prime Minister's question time today, and I really welcome the tone that has been struck and think we should...
Honestly, you're the worst of them. You like the tone that's been struck of chummy laughter and not actually doing your fucking jobs.
Yeah.
You absolute feckless Burke. Fuck off.
Hear more of this more often. Last year, I convened a roundtable of stakeholders in my constituency to explore joined-up solutions to tackling the scourge of violence against women and girls. And I've been really pleased over the last 2 years the Prime Minister has made that central.
I've got one really interesting solution to dealing with violence against women and girls, and that is not to laud the careers of people who are best friends with people who rape women and girls.
Yeah, that would be one way of doing it, yeah.
To his government's mission. He has ensured that spiking and sexual deep fakes have been criminalised, that police forces have been mandated to have rape and sexual offences teams. And
as we know, the police always do it with good grace and will absolutely improve their conviction rates and stuff for rape and sexual assault, yeah. I'm sure that'll definitely happen from the
100%.
The noted domestic abusers and rapists of the police force.
Has embedded trauma support for victims across all services. Does he agree that the government absolutely must stick to the pledge that the Labour Party put in its 2024 manifesto to halve violence against women and girls over the next decade?
Prime Minister. Yes, I do. Can I pay tribute to her campaigning on this issue? Mr. Speaker, yesterday I was with John and Penny Clough, who I first met nearly 16 years ago. They lost their daughter to domestic violence of the most extreme sort in appalling circumstances. And in many ways, my journey campaigning on violence against women and girls started with them 16 years ago this year. I pay tribute to them and everybody else who campaigns on this. That's why we set the mission to halve violence against women and girls in a decade. Whatever role I do next, I will continue to campaign for that for as long as I've got breath in my body.
Sir Ed Davey, Leader of the Liberal Democrats.
Thank you, Miss.
Come on, Ed, this is your last chance. If you want that one-on-one on FIFA with the Prime Minister, it has to be now or never, Davey. Come on now.
Speaker, can I associate myself with so many of the Prime Minister's comments today, but particularly his remarks about Anne Widdecombe? She devoted her life to public service.
I've got some remarks about some dead people, by the way. Like, if we're going to do obituaries, what about the obituaries of all the postmasters?
That you purposefully strangled with your own bare hands and watched as the life drained away from them. Davey, you monster!
Truly horrifying, and I support his campaign now for a memorial in this chamber to her. Can I also thank the Leader of the Opposition for her tribute to Anne and to remind the whole House and the whole country...
Another Spider-Man has entered the ring and they're now just wanking each other off. Awesome. It's now a three-way. It's a Mexican wank-off.
That we need to remember Anne for the way she lived her life. I have to admit...
I do remember her for the way she lived her life, which is why I'm happy that she's dead.
Confession, I've always been slightly jealous of Anne for appearing on Strictly Come Dancing. Mr. Speaker, but can I join the whole nation and hopefully...
There are so many things one wants to say at this moment. But to quote the great Jose Mourinho, if I speak, I will be in big trouble.
In big trouble.
Every nation in wishing England well against Argentina tonight. Yeah. After their superb win against Norway.
Honestly, the SNP for the Bants, because they're obviously not taking it seriously anyway, should have all turned up in Argentina shirts.
Literally.
And just been like, what? What? We like football. It's during the World Cup. What more appropriate time to wear a international kit than this?
And it's the last job of the Prime Minister to make sure we win the World Cup. But can I also pick up on a remark?
I do hope he doesn't do that annoying thing that some politicians do of sending them a good luck message. Because if there's anything more likely to make you lose, it's Keir Starmer trying to motivate you. I can't imagine a more I don't know, erection killing moment than Keir Starmer going, "Come on, lads, you can do it." At that point, I'm just scoring own goals. Fuck it, you know.
From the Leader of the Opposition about the by-election we're about to see in Clacton. I have to tell her I cannot back joke figures with ridiculous policies, which is why I'm supporting Count Binface.
Okay, that wasn't a good switcheroo, because that was like telegraphed down the line.
Yeah.
That was shit.
Mr. Speaker, as the Prime Minister finds himself with more time on his hands, can I recommend the new Toy Story film? For those of you...
Why did he say it like that? Toy Story film. Okay, that's a bit fucking weird.
Who don't know Toy Story, it's main
He said it
character
again! That's how he thinks it's said. Toy Story.
That's Toy Story.
Yeah, it's essentially... Yeah, oh, for God's sake, Ed. At least if you're going to do cringe, like, pop culture references, at least try and sound like a human sounds.
to be in law enforcement, but was mainly known for being a little wooden, but was replaced by a shiny new action figure from far away who thinks he can fly. And the name Andy on everyone's lips. Perhaps, Mr. Speaker, maybe the Prime Minister should give that a miss. But does he share my fear that when it comes to Britain's national debt, the Right Honourable Member for Makerfield's plan is to infinity and beyond?
Honestly, you are fucking shit, Ed Davey. That was
I hate him. Literally.
so pointless. Why do
I mean,
you
like,
exist?
it's funny.
Like, honestly, why do you exist? Is it too late to abort him? What's the term?
I'm glad that Ed Davey has retreated. I'm glad that Ed Davey has retreated to his comfort zone by going back to what he was like in the 2019 election, where he released a statement saying, "You can't vote Boris Johnson or Jeremy Corbyn because they're both too left wing."
Yeah, a clown figure.
Mr. Speaker, can I first? So it's a very. He's clearly angling to go on Strictly Come Dancing, and no doubt he'd be very good at it. And I've some good news for him, because he is, fittingly, the Right Honourable Member for Chessington World of Adventures. And I'm supposing he talks about the economy. I'm pleased to tell him that thanks to our summer savings, his family can save nearly £20 when they visit this summer.
Sir Ed Davey.
What's the fucking point?
I don't know. Is there a... Okay. I'm trying to see if there's any... Oh, Tice says a thing. That might be vaguely interesting.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be awful, but at least it might be serious. At least, you know.
My successor will look at our private members' bill, and I'm proud to have overseen the biggest boost.
Hang on. Was she doing the Haaland?
My successor will look at our private members' bill.
She's doing the Haaland chin jot thing. I see the meme, just because it's not in profile.
And I'm proud to have overseen the biggest boost to renters' rights in a generation. We kick-started the biggest boost to social and affordable house building, and wherever people live, they deserve a safe, secure home that they can call their own.
Richard Tice.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Whilst his own MPs may have sent him off without resorting to VAR, I have some good news for the Prime Minister. Yes, under his tenureship, 76% of England football matches have been won, which is the greatest, most successful record of any Prime Minister in history. So will he commit, in his remaining days in office, to carrying out whatever meetings, reviews, motivational talks to ensure his greatest legacy on Sunday is that finally football is coming home?
Okay, I regret having said at least it'll be serious. Like, he could, like, the one time I was hoping he was going to be racist. Like, I was hoping he'd say something racist, because at least that would be a serious, like, he's going to say, "Oh, the boats are coming over and they're raping our kids or whatever." Like, do your usual bit to add some, like, actual politics to this fucking wank fest. And he's just like, "Oh no, I'm just gonna add to the ocean of jizz we're all spilling here." Oh my God. Do we even want to see what the answer to this is?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Who else asks a question?
Fair enough. Let's scroll through. Who's this lad?
No, nobody. Lib Dem fucking.
Yeah, don't know who that is. Eggman. Oh, Danny Kruger. Look, I'm literally here begging Danny Kruger, please be phenomenally racist for me, please.
Gives us something to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. At least that would be interesting. This is fucking awful.
Let me say to him and all Ukrainians, we are united.
Oh, I know what you like to say to Ukrainians. Sweet nothings. Yes.
Against Russian aggression. That work began before I was Prime Minister. It will continue afterwards because Ukraine's security is our security. And this House is proud to stand with you.
No, not Dunning-Kruger. The man's name is Danny Kruger. Although that kind of works, I guess.
Yeah. Danny Kruger.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I thank the Prime Minister for his service? He's a good man, and I wish him very well for the future.
No, he isn't.
Mr.
No, there's just more jizz coming. Awesome. Also,
let's skip to the end. Someone cries at the end, so let's watch the funny bit.
Is that Emmanuel Macron over his shoulder?
On the subject of Emmanuel Macron. So you know how I obviously spend all of my time laughing at Keir Starmer's like super fans, what few of them there are, right? And how so many of them say, I can't believe we're getting rid of Keir Starmer. He's made us more respected on the international stage. He got this honourable medal or whatever it was from Emmanuel Macron, and it's terrible that such a statesman is being removed.
Yeah.
And first of all, like, just because he's been awarded this stuff doesn't mean he's a statesman. But second of all, I realised why they care about this way more than they do, like, the material reality of Keir Starmer's policy.
Yeah.
They want a president. They want Keir Starmer as a president, i.e. they want him to go around and do ministerial shit around the world, and they don't actually care about the internal workings of government because they think there should be somebody else doing that. But obviously we don't have a president, we have a monarch. The Prime Minister's role is to do all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason why Emmanuel Macron and Keir Starmer can have jollies in Zurich in the G7 meetings, is because Sébastien Lecornu is doing the role of actual governance in France because they're a republic, right?
Yes. Yeah.
They literally view Keir Starmer like the British president. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you actually have to govern as a prime minister. Your role is doing governance, not being an international statesperson, right?
And interestingly, it was a relatively recent advent that the president of France did all of that stuff as well. It was essentially little more than a figurehead up until the change of constitution in the 1960s.
Exactly. And even now, the change of constitution basically only meant that it was international relations and military stuff that is always down to the president. Like, most internal domestic governance is still the responsibility of the Prime Minister of the French Assembly.
Yeah. Which is why, of course, we only ever learn the president's name because he's the face of France to the world. Whereas the people of France obviously care a lot about the parliament and therefore the Prime Minister.
It's why the Prime Minister keeps changing. Like, they had Lecornu, and then they had the woman, and they had this, like, 5-minute-long deal with Michel Barnier from Les Républicains, because, like, policy couldn't get passed. They had to push through budgets. There were continual votes of no confidence because people were frustrated with policy internally in France, right?
Yeah.
Speaker, politics is not a joke. And every other party in this House, except Reform, has put forward as their candidate in the Clapton by-election a comedian with a dustbin on his head. Mr. Speaker, it might be if they would.
I don't care. Is there anything else? No, fuck that guy. She might. Nah. Probably
no.
not.
Starmer loyalist.
No. Who's this lad?
Lib Dem. Nobody.
Lib Dem. No.
This is the one we want to watch.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, God. Already.
literally.
During the cold winter days.
The energy we need.
Final question, Caroline Harris.
Oh, I can do this. Can I thank my right honourable and very dear friend?
Jesus. Oh no, why did she have to be Welsh? Oh, my respect for Wales. Oh no.
I mean, well, to be fair, Kevin, I have lots of respect for Wales because Wales have realised what absolute melters their Labour
That
MPs are.
very much
insofar
so,
as
yes.
when it comes to their MSs, they fucking ejected a load of them,
Yeah.
including the former First Minister. She didn't just get removed as First Minister; she lost her seat in the Senate.
Yeah. Just look at that face. It's so.
Oh no,
immense.
his time as the chief kid killer in chief was cut short. Oh, I was looking forward to all the trans kids that were going to kill themselves. Oh, didn't. Because 19 of them have, by the way. Like, this is obviously I'm joking, kid killer Keir, right? But he is responsible for the deaths of loads of children, not just in Palestine, but like trans kids literally killed themselves because they were denied life-saving medication because of the fucking monster this man put in the health secretary position, right? Like, this is a government that's got its hands caked in the blood of children.
Yep.
For everything he's given to our party and our country. There were few
Nothing.
who believed.
Oh god, and not just that, but the fucking haunting spectre of Al fucking Carnes in the background as well. Fucking
God, this is
do
just-
one, mate. Why is your neck wider than your head? It doesn't make fucking sense.
He's got a worse neck to head ratio than fucking Henry Rollins.
Literally.
We could make the changes needed to bring in a Labour government after the general election of 2019 when he became leader. But today, because of his service and his leadership, children are growing up in a fairer Britain. We stand tall on the world stage.
Well, because of his leadership, lots of kids in Palestine aren't growing up.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of trans kids aren't growing up. Lots of kids weren't going to grow up because they were being starved for 2 years by Sir Kid Starver, who only got pressured into lifting the 2-child cap on universal credit because Labour voters in their droves were moving to a party of the left, right? It's like, if you want to thank somebody for taking kids out of poverty, you thank Zach fucking Polanski.
Literally.
You
He's
know?
the only reason that policy came to be. Yeah. 100%.
Yep. And the SNP as well, and Plaid
Well,
Cymru
yeah,
who also
yeah,
campaigned against it too, because they also lost huge numbers of voters in their droves to nationalist parties in Scotland and Wales.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's a reason why you have no comrades left, Carolyn, in the Senate, is because of the absolute fucking dire job Keir Starmer did in government that meant that Plaid Cymru are now in charge in Wales. Well done, right? That's the legacy of Keir Starmer that you're fucking weeping over, right?
Yep.
Sir Meep gets a good weep.
I love her. Has she been day drinking it? Oh, yeah, no, this smacks of a couple of dry gins before PMQs, yeah. 100%.
And every day we've seen his decency and his courage shine through.
Including the day he elected the Yum Yum? That day?
Yeah, including, my favourite Keir Starmer moment of integrity was when he appointed the best pal, self-described, of a man who raped children to high diplomatic office. Decency, though. Lots of the decency of all the lies that he told, not just his own party, but the country, right? Like the man who literally cannot open his mouth without lying. He's the least decent man we've ever had as Prime Minister. And might I add, a couple of years ago, we had Boris fucking Johnson.
Yeah.
Can I thank him and his wonderful family on behalf of me and my family for their cherished friendship? And I am certain everyone will join me in wishing him and his family.
No, I'm just going to stop you there. No. You cannot count me in on this particular one. No.
I'm sure his children, I hope they have wonderful lives in this country, hopefully due to policies that get rescinded by a future government that this government put into office that made this country a significantly worse place to grow up, right? Like, I'm sure that many of the children of this country would much rather live in a world in which we don't arrest people for holding signs when they oppose children being slaughtered. I hope they grow up in a world where certain minorities aren't basically pushed into having to leave the country due to the draconian bullshit this government put through. And I very much hope they grow up in a world in which our government doesn't sell weapons to people who slaughter children for being the wrong race, right? Those are what I hope for, and it will need a significantly better government than the absolute fucking tripe we've had to deal with for the last fucking 2 years, Carolyn.
Yeah.
The very, very best for their next chapter.
No, actually. No, I don't hope that Keir has the best for his next chapter. I hope he ends up in the fucking Hague where he belongs. I hope he is haunted by the screams of all the children that he helped kill for the rest of his fucking miserable existence.
Yeah.
Can I thank my honourable friend for her question, for her...
See, now, you raise a good point, chat. Maybe we shouldn't show the applause, because that's just amplifying it. But I think it's important that we see the full spectre of, like, or not spectrum of bullshit. Like, I don't shield you from the evils of this. I literally try and throw light on the evil of the British system. And this is it, in naked glory.
Everyone all coming together as one, convincing themselves as a parliament that this absolute fucking grotesque individual is in any way worthy of high office.
Yeah.
Support and friendship to me, to Vic and to the kids. Whatever the challenge, she has always been there for us, particularly Vic and the kids, and I really thank her for that. Mr. Speaker, this will be my last answer from this dispatch box. Every Prime Minister knows when they take up the torch that the day will come when they have to pass it on. That day has come for me. This is the end of my political journey.
Yes!
In 6 years,
good fucking
went from
riddance.
Historic defeat in 2019 to historic...
That you got fewer votes then, yeah. Please continue.
Historic victory in 2024. And in 2 years in government, I leave the country in better shape than I found it. I am proud of everything.
Couldn't get much worse, could it?
Is she gonna cry? She looks like she might have been about to cry.
Oh, that's worth pointing out, by the way. If we're going to talk about the country being in a better shape than it was, like, there are some things which are better than the Tories. Again, difficult to do worse. There are some things that are legitimately worse. The treatment of migrants is worse in this country. The treatment of trans people is worse in this country.
Civil liberties are just way worse, yeah.
Yeah, civil liberties have been absolutely shredded by this government. I'm glad Andy Burnham is going to reverse David Lammy's insane reforms to jury trials. That is one good thing we're getting out of Andy Burnham taking over. But the state threats bill, the restrictions on protest, arresting grannies for protesting this motherfucker's complicity and genocide, right? Like, civil liberties are significantly worse. And this was after a government that pushed through the police and crime bill, you know? So there are certain things that are definitely worse.
Yeah.
That we have achieved.
Also, yeah, as rightly pointed out, he isn't passing on the torch so much as it was wrestled from his hands.
True.
Mr. Speaker, can I just take time to say to you, Mr. Speaker, and all those who work for the House and in our constituency offices, thank you for all your hard work. Yeah. To our civil service, thank you also for all your hard work.
Yeah, I mean...
To my political team, many of...
I mean, literally, they were doing all the hard work that you weren't doing because you weren't fucking governing. And second of all, maybe you should tell that to Simon Case and Ollie Robbins and people like that whose careers you fucking exploded to save your own.
Yep. But, you know, he's a man of integrity, you understand.
Decency.
Yeah. Some of your careers may die, but that is a price I'm willing to pay.
Literally.
Here today, who came on this journey with me. Thank you so much for everything you have done and being prepared to walk through fire for me. To my colleagues on these benches, I am proud of all we have achieved together and proud of each and every one of you.
Together? You don't know them. What are you talking about? You haven't... Look, you're stood in the same room as them many times. You've never met them. You don't know these people. You could walk past them in the street and not recognise them.
To my successor and each of you, I will give my full support. To all colleagues across the House, can I wish you good health and happiness. To all those in the gallery whose lives have been changed or improved by this Labour government, and all across the country whose...
Jenny is a mood right now. Just flat out, back turned. I don't give a fuck about this two-legged prick and the shit he's rambling on about. Salutes in chat. The only honourable fucking creature in the building.
Struggle to be seen or heard. You're the reason I came into politics.
Bull fucking
To my
shit.
wife and children.
Bullshit. What the fuck has happened to the lives of migrants, trans people, and the disabled in this country? You literally tried to throw the disabled into destitution. The group in this country who are quite literally the least listened to. The group in this country that are the most demonized, the ones who are the most invisible are the disabled in this country, and you tried to literally murder them, Keir. How fucking dare you? How dare you claim to speak for those who have no voice, when you're too busy speaking for the interests of Palantir and BlackRock and Donald Trump and NATO and all of the military contractors who you wanted to throw even more of our money to at the expense of the disabled? How fucking dare you take the words out of your fucking mouth, Keir Starmer? God, I fucking hate this odious fucking monster. What a prick. What an absolute prick.
Well, clearly he thinks the voiceless is Peter Mandelson.
True.
Yeah. Also, she is about to cry. I swear to God, the Chancellor is about to cry again. And I'm here for it.
I love you. Goodbye.
Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off forever. I'm so glad you're going.
Yeah,
There should be a channel. I know that my channel is supposed to be one where I do erudite political analysis. I just fucking hate this guy. I hate him so much. I'm so glad he's no longer Prime Minister. Is Andy Burnham going to do better? I'm sure we'll get to that later on. But as far as Keir Starmer is concerned, good fucking riddance. Good fucking riddance to bad rubbish.
Good riddance. And also, just take a moment to really soak in the fact that they are clapping a man that led them to 15% in the polls.
Literally.
You're bringing that cock on with your
And the Lib Dems are applauding him. Pathetic. Pathetic, 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 pathetic.
Again, when these people condemn, say, Palestine action or whatever, all I'll say is, I take your condemnation very unseriously. I have seen what you applaud.
Literally, 100%, 100%. You cannot get them. You cannot make me care about their opinions of me and my politics. You cannot make me care. You cannot force me to care about how these people think about me and my politics. I know exactly what they support.
Yeah. This was genuinely one of the most shameful chapters in modern British politics, which is a storied history of awful politics, but this was a real nadir in all of that.
Yeah, I think Aidan Graham, I think, probably summarises this the best. Got no fans, stadium shit. You want some, give it you.
Literally. The St Pancras Raider has left the building.
Literally.
And good riddance to bad rubbish. Seriously. I can't think of a more fitting epitaph than just to say, fuck off.
Yep. Fuck you, you piece of shit. Fuck you piece of shit. So, by the way, I've got a couple of things before we finish off today.
Okay.
So during the last PMQs, we were speculating about how much better than Keir Starmer Andy Burnham could potentially be. Again, none of us have particularly high hopes. There'd obviously been a lot of discussions around who might potentially be in the cabinet. We learned yesterday that Ed Miliband was not going to be Chancellor of the Exchequer, which was one of the main things you'd think he would do if he wanted to have like a fig leaf to the left wing who've abandoned the Labour Party over the last couple of years and before that as well, given that the Greens got their best result the last election and are continually growing in the polls off the back of people abandoning Labour.
Yeah.
And so him not appointing Ed Miliband as Chancellor is basically a big fuck you to the Labour left, but not as big a fuck you as now who's basically been confirmed as going to be Chancellor of the Exchequer. Can you guess who it might be, Kev, sorry?
Is it the person that's about to be only the second Chancellor of the Exchequer to lose their seat at a general election, Shabana Mahmood?
It is indeed Shabana Mahmood, which is insane, right? To want to be Andy Burnham and to know full well that your party has lost loads of votes to the left, because you know that he knows that, given that he did this statement on Gaza, right?
Yeah.
He knows that the left wing are where most of his voters have gone. And to appoint somebody who is detested by the left, right? Shabana Mahmood is probably even more hated than Reeves and Starmer as far as policy is concerned, because of how monstrous that she's been as Home Secretary. And to give her essentially the second in command role is crazy.
Yeah, no, it is. It's the biggest symbol yet that he's just the same old Blairite scumbag he always was.
Exactly, 100%.
Again, nothing fundamentally will change. Although, like I say, it will mean that she will become the second Chancellor of the Exchequer to lose her seat at the general election. Because that is going to happen. She's absolutely going to lose.
Yeah, like there's no way that she keeps her seat at the next general election. According to Kitty Donaldson from the iPaper, opponents of Ed Miliband campaigned to stop his appointment as Chancellor, and he's expected to be Foreign Secretary. And apparently they did that, but essentially because people are spurned over 2015. Like, it's crazy that they're still living in the David Miliband world where the election was about anything other than interest rates, which is dumb. Really, really dumb. And apparently making him Foreign Secretary rather than keeping him on as DESNZ when that's the one role that's actually been done well in this cabinet is crazy too.
Yeah, exactly. Let's move the one person who's been effective and positive in their cabinet position and move them to something they don't care about and aren't good at.
Exactly. Although, to be fair, can't be any worse than Lammy and Cooper, who have been, like, not just bad, but, like, criminal.
Well, that is also true. But, I mean, clearly he was passionate about the energy gig, and we'll wait and see. Like, again, my hopes were already low. They are getting lower by the day.
Indeed so, indeed so. Other rumoured cabinet roles are for Lou Haig, going to be in the Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster. But weird to me that you wouldn't just give her back transport. Given, again, one of the only people that was good in her role at any point during the last 2 years of failed governance was Lou Haig as Transport Secretary, because she genuinely cared about shit like active transport. Like the Labour transport prospectus that they have now, which is actually pretty good, is solely down to Lou Haig, and you're not going to put her back in that role to see that through to the end. That makes no sense to me, other than the fact that Lou Haig is again being rewarded with an even bigger role because of the fact that she was a Burnham ally for a very long time. Again, shows that he doesn't seem to care about good governance. He's rewarding friends here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I think I've been through this as a kind of general talking point, but it's worth reiterating. Patronage isn't the end of the world. Obviously, politics has always been a game of rewarding people who have supported you, to some extent. But like you say, you can do patronage in this particular instance by giving back transport to Lou Haig, rewarding her for her time, you know, for her support, and also giving her a position which she would be effective in and that she cares about. But to not do that is just, like you say, is to abandon any concept that you're trying to do good or effective governance and you're just doing patronage.
Yeah.
Which is not effective, as we've seen. Because literally,
Indeed
Keir
so.
Starmer's entire chumocracy was a complete failure, so why would you try and do your version of that?
Exactly, 100%. Apparently Wes Streeting is going to get a cabinet position, so someone who's actively hated by everyone.
Everyone, yeah, literally everyone.
I'm assuming, again, another bung for the fact that he stood down his leadership contest and got behind the Burnham train. Apparently Lucy Powell is going to get a role, and Angela Rayner is going to get a role. I mean, again, not like as bad as like a Peter Kyle or a Steve Reed, people who are part of the actual Politburo for Keir Starmer, but they were people who were given roles in Starmer's cabinet.
Yeah.
You know?
True, although to be fair, as deputy leader of the party, she was elected to that position, right, you know?
I mean, that is true, but I mean, she was still given like even more of a portfolio, right? So she's hardly like removed from this issue. And again, she also changed all of her politics to reject the left and to become one with the Politburo, right? She stood down her challenge to Keir Starmer and got behind the project. So like, how on earth can we see her as anything other than part of the Labour right at this point, you know?
Well, exactly, yeah. I mean, to be fair, though, again, I think it's just people who are prepared to be careerist loyalists are useful, but they're people that should be avoided. But because they're useful, you can use them, and so they get used. Which is why they do it in the first place, because it's effective.
And also on top of this, there's another position that's going to get redone from Keir Starmer's time as Prime Minister. Apparently John Healey's going to come back. Like they're saying here, this is from the Telegraph, that he's being tipped potential Foreign Secretary. Don't know who's going to be competing with Ed Miliband then, if that's going to be up in the air, right? But bringing John Healey back, again, is just rerunning other people from Keir Starmer's cabinet. Who's he going to appoint that wasn't a minister under Keir Starmer, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're just shuffling around the same people who've been in cabinet roles during the time at which Labour have absolutely tanked in the polls. So how is this going to be anyway meaningfully different from Keir Starmer?
True, but again, the one problem he has is that the very reason that he was even a viable candidate to become Prime Minister is the very reason that he has absolutely no talent at his disposal. The reason that he was a viable candidate is because there was no one in the PLP who could do it. So they had to bring in someone from outside. There is no one talented from the relatively new intakes of the Labour Party that are talented enough to do anything. So essentially, you've got the same set of shit players, and you're having to just sort of juggle them around from position to position, hoping that maybe it works, because you have no money to buy new players with. There's no talent out there. There's nothing he can really do. Like, what does he do? Bring in some random... I mean, I can't even think of anyone's fucking name. They're so irrelevant, these fucking backbench people.
I mean, I think the reality is that the only other people with lots of experience who are on the benches still are people from the Socialist Campaign Group, i.e. people from the Labour left, which he would want to have on board if he was interested in winning back the votes of people like you and me, Kevin, right? Like, again, if Andy Burnham was serious about creating an electoral coalition, he would want, again, to have a fig leaf to people who've left for the Green Party. In lots of cases, people who were big supporters of Jeremy Corbyn, big supporters of the more kind of left-wing Labour Party that was eviscerated by Keir Starmer, and at the very least there are some people left on the benches who have lots of political experience who are in some way related to the Corbyn project. Again, like, even if you didn't want firebrands of that area, even if you weren't welcoming in people back like Diane Abbott, for example, there's John Trickett, right? Yep. Someone who's been an MP for decades, John McDonnell, an MP for decades, absolute troves of political policy and campaigning experience, right? But of course, Andy Burnham doesn't want to do that because he's a Blairite.
Well, exactly. The thing we led with there about Shabana Mahmood, that gives you everything you need to know about what this government's going to be about. The fact that he's also, like, going to get fucking Ed Balls into the ministerial team through the Lords. Like, yeah, you tell me everything I need to know about you at that point.
Exactly.
You're just going to do
100%.
the same Blairite shit that Starmer was trying to do.
And on top of this, you know, like, he couldn't appoint someone from the SCG and have them in the same cabinet as Shabana Mahmood because they hate each other. Like, these people are politically incompatible. So he had a choice of direction to go in here. Actually try and campaign in a way to win back our votes, to win back votes from people who've defected to the Green Party or to the Scottish National Party or to Plaid Cymru or whatever it was, people who actually represent progressivism. And you know full well that with Shabana Mahmood as Chancellor, literally zero chance of that happening, because anybody who would share our politics instantly would get nixed in terms of being considered for the role because of the veto power that Shabana Mahmood will now have as Chancellor of the Exchequer. And again, it's worth pointing out too, like, spurning Ed Miliband for Shabana Mahmood. Mahmood, no economics chops at all. No idea about economics, a former lawyer, right?
Yep.
Ed Miliband has loads of experience in economics. Again, you'd have to be an energy secretary, but like somebody who has economics in his actual governing experience getting removed for a factional ally who knows nothing about economics. Because again, if she knew anything about economics, she wouldn't have reduced migration to the level that she has done.
Yeah, literally, it's going to be a shit show, this government, isn't it?
It's going to be Starmer with a northern accent, just like we said it would be.
Yeah, briefcase.
Oh god, it's just, I mean, we're going to apparently hear the full cabinet on Monday, but what an absolute shit show already. Like, I knew I shouldn't have given this guy the benefit of the doubt beforehand. Of course, I will still laugh at Keir Starmer sycophants trying to say that he's like the hard left's victory over sensible centrism, when all he's doing is giving them what the sensible centrists want. But he's going to try and win over reform voters and fail. He's trying to win over the left and failing, and now even the centre hate him too. What coalition can he bring together with this?
Yeah. I don't know. Basically, it's going to fail because it's setting out to fail.
I mean, the biggest reason we found out yesterday from people hating Keir Starmer was failed to deal with the cost of living crisis. Well, he's going to have a whole nother cost of living crisis with the Strait of Hormuz fucking debacle that's happened. So good luck, Andy. You're going to need it.
Yeah, but thankfully we've got an economist in... Oh, no, we haven't. Oh.
Exactly. Good show, Andy.
Yeah, thanks, Karl Marx of Manchester. Much
Absolutely.
love.
Thank you, Henry VIII Fake, for the 10 gifties. Appreciate the support. Remember, of course, if you enjoy us shouting at the telly, which is basically what this entire stream has been, then you can do the same and gift memberships and subscribe and super chats and shit like that.
You can do all of those things. That is true. Although, on that note, do we have any more?
There's only one other thing,
which is
that's worth laughing at. So. Kev, do you know the MP Neil Coyle?
I am aware of his existence, unfortunately, yes.
So one of the things that's gotten loads of the Starmer, sorry, let me start that again. One of the things that's got QAnon riled up is the fact that basically the entire Parliamentary Labour Party has got behind Andy Burnham in his coup against Keir Starmer, right? Which shows you that actually these people don't realise how united the Labour Party are. Like, they think that there's been some kind of spurning of Keir Starmer, when in reality, all of the apparatchiks that Keir Starmer deliberately manipulated selections to be the MPs that would back him are now backing Andy Burnham, including Keir Starmer himself, who also nominated Andy Burnham to be leader of the Labour Party.
Yeah.
But what Neil Coyle has done, he's recognised that there's this huge cadre of QAnon types that he can rally around the cause. He nominated Catherine West to be leader of the Labour Party.
Oh, that's a deep cut. That's a lovely niche reference he's done there. Okay.
Literally, like, he was like, I can't believe they've treated Keir Starmer so badly, so I'm going to nominate Catherine West to be leader of the Labour Party. So he did a bit with Times Radio. Let me just share my screen with you, Kev.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's have a look. Ooh, right.
There we go.
Oh, God, he's an ugly bastard.
Let me just change my screen up one sec.
No, I've got no audio.
I'm sorry?
I've got no audio from that at all.
Let me entire screen. I have to share a tab, sorry, to share audio, that's why. Also share tab audio, there we go.
Righto.
Look, I think that we're past the point where there can be anyone else, but I think, especially given the reaction, which has surprised me in its degree, if you like, there is an audience out there wondering what has happened to the PLP and why some of my colleagues are being a bit, how can I put it, supine or sycophantic.
Well, I mean,
they realise that there's nobody else. They're not being sycophantic to Andy Burnham. What they're doing is going, literally, this is the last chance saloon to not get absolutely obliterated in 2029. We have to take literally the most popular politician in the country in terms of approval rating, or at least he was before he became an MP, and people realise that he maybe isn't perfect, and go, well, let's get behind literally anybody, because any amount of projection of disunity will hurt us in the polls, right?
Yeah.
Like, they've realised Keir Starmer is a busted flush, unlike, you know, the sycophants, i.e. QAnon and people like Neil Coyle and Peter Kyle, and so they've gotten behind literally anybody.
I don't call them QAnon, I call them the SKSS.
The Sturmabteilung.
Yeah.
The Einsturmsgruppen.
Nice. Anyway, let's get to the Untersturmbannführer of the SKSS.
Quote your own words back to you. You have said that the reason why you nominated Catherine West was because there was no room left to crawl into Andy Burnham's backside. Sounds like you're not necessarily a fan of how your colleagues are behaving. Is it is it a vibe and personality thing, or is it a policy thing that worries you?
No, I think the
How can it possibly be a policy thing? He hasn't got any fucking policies that Keir Starmer that basically aren't Keir Starmer's, other than Northern Number 10. That, like, what policy disagreement could he have with the guy?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because the jury trials is the one thing that he's going to rescind on.
Well, yeah, but that's, I mean, if you disagree with that, then fuck off, I guess.
Yeah.
The PLP who doesn't wish Andy Burnham well. We all were well aware of the challenges and the complications in Keir Starmer's team and operations and lack of good communications, frankly.
Oh, there we go. It's just the comms. Just the comms. Don't need to worry about the policy. All vibes.
Literally every time they do this, it was like, well, we were doing all these good things and no one knew about it. I'm like, people hated it. People saw the things you were doing and they didn't like them.
Yeah.
And I think that there'll be a strength in Andy Burnham in better communications, better logistics. But yeah, it's the contest point is simply that I think that people have been shocked at how the PLP has operated on this. And I personally, I've been here a while now, and I've been through a few different challenges over the years.
I think we might come to his challenges in 1 sec, Chan. Just hold that thought. Put a pin in Neil Coyle's challenges, Chan.
In terms of there being a challenge to Andy Burnham, you were just 81 short of getting the names necessary to actually challenge him. You and Catherine West, though, fighting the good fight.
But I've been surprised and shocked at the way some colleagues have been pitching for jobs and the like. And
I'm sorry, hang on. Whoa, time out. Are you new here? What do you mean you're surprised at the way in which they've been pitching for jobs? Of course they fucking are, you dopey bastard.
The idea that somehow careerism and a desire for the will to power has only surfaced during Andy Burnham's coronation as Labour leader and hasn't been part and parcel of the entirety of the time Keir Starmer's been Prime Minister and leader of the Labour Party.
This is fucking wild. I'm sorry. Do I have to explain how to open doors for you as well? Like, what basic things do you not understand, Mr. Coyle?
Yeah, literally.
Discomforting. How can I put it?
And again, like, what's interesting is it's very clear, right, why deliberately he personally has done this, because he's trying to curry favour with this huge cohort of Kieranons who basically have nobody left, and it has earned him some plaudits. So here is the Twitter account, The Last Blairite. Is that sharing with you?
That is indeed, yes. By the way, thank you to Antifa Vegan Boy with 10 gifties. Much love.
Neil Coyle nominating Catherine West for Labour leader is epic. It has completely exposed the ridiculousness and self-indulgent rise to power of Andy Burnham.
Coyle has whoa. Are you suggesting his name isn't Andrew?
I don't even know what the fuck is going on.
Like, Andy, if that even is your real name. Judas.
Judas Burnham. Yeah, clearly that's what he means here.
Yeah.
Coyle has exposed the whole process to be as farcical as the Clacton by-election. Yeah, I thought you... So coups are bad now, Mr. Last Blairite. Are you going to say the same for Corbyn? I think not.
Also, it's nowhere near as farcical as the Clacton by-election, because in Clacton they've at least got 2 candidates.
It's true.
Whoopsie. Also, as the Last Blairite, surely you should be happy that one of Blair's former cabinet members is going to become Prime Minister, right?
Yeah, literally.
Like, what more do you fucking want, mate? You're not the Last Blairite, you're the Last Starmerite.
I mean, that's basically the case. That's basically the case now.
Yeah.
Geraldine, who says, I'm glad in whatever general election it was, I did some campaigning for Neil Coyle. The man has just gone a giant fuck you to Burnham and West. I imagine it's because of Catherine West's behaviour in May. What?
Oh, also, like, how bad is your memory that you don't remember which general election you've worked for him? What?
I mean, it's because everybody who supports Starmer is over the age of 60.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. It could have been... Yeah, I campaigned for him in 1971. Like, what do you... Like, this is ridiculous. These people, honestly, I want to know where these people come from, because I don't meet people like this in the wild. Is it just the internet that sends them crazy? I don't know.
I have no idea. I mean, again, they're just like well-off over 50s who like things to look nice rather than caring about the utility of policy.
Well,
and here's the last one.
Mixed Vivian Wolf, by the way, everyone go and follow Mixed Vivian Wolf, is suggesting that the Starmerites are saying that the use of Andy instead of Andrew makes him unserious.
I mean, clearly, he's not... using a shortened name is not briefcase enough, is it?
Yeah. Like,
it's not adults in the room, is it?
Well, that's why Keir, it was good that he was called Keir, because you can't really shorten Keir.
Yeah. You lengthen it to Keith.
Literally.
And the last one I'm going to bring up here. So this is from Jerry, who says, I think Neil Coyle is making a point. Good on him. One of the very few that still commands respect. So this is what I want to focus on. Remember how Neil Coyle earlier on said that he had some challenges?
Well, before we even get to that, I'm sure you're going to bring up what I remember about Mr. Coyle. But
indeed.
But surely in order to be commanding of respect, people would have to know who the fuck you are. And
well,
people,
I mean, he is
like,
known.
He's not that well known. Let's be honest, Neil Coyle is not a celebrity name.
True, but what I will say is he is known for one thing.
Yeah.
Which was then he was suspended from the Commons for 5 days for drunken and racial abuse of a journalist.
Yeah, but you know, Keir Starmer kicked racism out of the Labour Party, didn't you know?
I mean, he's clearly one of the ones who commands respect, and the Keir Starmer faithful were so glad they campaigned for him, and his contributions are now epic. The drunken racist.
Yeah, which was it before or after the general election that you can't remember that he drunkenly racially abused somebody?
Literally, it's just crazy that these people just will get behind anybody who supports Keir Starmer, no matter how much of a moral fucking sewer they are. Like, this is the Keir Starmer who pretended to have cut racism out of the Labour Party.
Because it's just vibes. It doesn't matter if you're the best friend of the world's most famous nonce. If you've got the right vibes, you're in the team.
Literally.
It's footballification minus literally any morality.
Exactly, 100%. Just jokes, absolute like kind of fucking joke human beings.
What could we possibly expect from a group of people who have decided that one of the most immoral pieces of shit to ever hold that office, a man drenched in the blood of Palestinians, willingly and actively, a man who willingly and endangered the people of his own country by trying to get racist football hooligans to come into the country in order to placate everyone's favourite fucking ethno-state, of course. That moral vacuum is the core of this political project. Is it any wonder that actually, by comparison, drunken racial abuse is probably not so bad, actually? You know, like that's the tip of the
Fly in
iceberg.
the ointment, yeah.
Yeah, when you're seeing on multiple noncing scandals in a particular government, a bit of racial abuse is, you know, but neither here nor there, really.
I guess so.
Maybe
Anyway.
that's what she means by he commands respect compared to all the nonces. And in that case, you know what? I agree. By comparison to the nonces, the many nonces in your political party, yes, just being a drunken racist is probably not as bad.
Well, there we go. Anything else you think we should cover, or are we all good to go?
I'd like to cover Keir Starmer in a blanket of... No, I can't say that. I'll just say I'm glad that Keir Starmer will be leaving us very, very soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. I think for Friday's stream, I'm gonna do a big long like Keir Starmer autopsy.
Literally, because I'd be down for that. I didn't even know he was dead. I mean, obviously he's dead inside, but you know. Yes. Okay. Who should we kick?
Bring Palestine.
Well, I need to raid out or something. Right, customization, redirect. Who should we go over to? Well, you're going, but that doesn't really help anybody. I
think Novara Live is the only live stream I've got going, so I'm going to kick people over and my friends over at Novara Media.
Go and say this space on the YouTubes and Zacap on Twitch.tv. Okay, everyone. It's been emotional, especially if you're that one lady who was very, very emotional.
Just pathetic, wasn't it?
Absolutely embarrassing. British democracy is a punchline. Everyone go and follow No Justice MTG on all the platforms.
Likewise with Kevin Logan, that's an order, the direct order chat. You go do that.
Indeed. Free Palestine and that.
Free Palestine from river to sea.
Bye.
Goodbye.